And what do you get? What do you take out of a game like that?
Not a lot. No. No. Look, it's a challenge at the moment, what's happening with us and our availability and the players we've got playing at the moment. But that doesn't excuse the effort piece, and we've said that for a few weeks, and that was against Hawthorn was the same. So trying to be as resilient as we can, and we knew we were undermanned in some areas, so it just wasn't good enough.
And you don't have any levers to pull to change your side up either, do you?
Well, we did. We tried a few things. But to no avail. I mean, we started Yo down back as our best mid last week, and then we had to put our best forward down back, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop the clearances, the contest method, the pressure on the game, because that was the only way we were going to be competitive. So that was disappointing that we couldn't. It started in the first 15 minutes. It was there. It was. We were off in that space, so we expect more.
Has it gone beyond frustration?
No. I'm frustrated today. I'm angry. It's not. The last few weeks, there's been some identity there that we can look at and chase, and quarters, and last week against Collingwood. We can really review and code and teach, whereas games like today, it's really hard to. So today was not a day of education for us, although we'll learn a lot about our players' resolve and resilience, because we need to see it.
So, as tough as it is to watch, can you in any way then appreciate the Taylor Walker show, or is that too hard for you to do?
No. Oh, he's a great player, and he cashed in today. So, and he's had a wonderful career, and all credit to him. But won't be celebrating his game today.
Marriage, or whichever way he wants to pronounce it. How did you find it?
I just don't know. Ryan, he's 18. He's been here 4 days, and he could have kicked 3. So it probably shows you where we're at with availability. We lost Waterman before the bounce with Gastro, which made it a bit more of a challenge. So, yeah, him coming in, I think there's AFL traits there. So, I mean, some of the small things from today, we had to play Petruccelli down back. He's a really good player. Hoff's coming on really well for us. Some of our younger players are trying their best, but they're probably not quite ready for AFL.
How do you move forward from this over for the rest of the year?
Well, we've got a bye coming up, so, we'll get hopefully 5 or 6 players back after the bye, and that should give us a bit more resolve and a bit more experience and a bit more synergy with the group. It's all over the shop with the synergy at the moment. It's really difficult to get that. But once again, it's not an excuse for today.
When you do have those sort of losses, I think 300-point losses this season, what are they doing for morale?
Well, we're holding up okay. Yeah, it's an understanding of reality and also an expectation of performance. So it's a challenge. But I'm up for it, and we're up for it. It's just right now we're in the pit, so we've got to do everything we can to get out of it as quick as we can, and that means getting personnel back, playing better football, being as resilient as we can.
How do you deal with that question of effort?
Not necessarily effort. I mean, it is effort, but it's the intent piece. It's how hard has it played this game. Some of the guys don't know. They're still working that out. Well, you can't tell me Ryan quite knows what it is just yet, and Jimby's played 10 games, and Chesser and Long, Hoff, Bazzo, they're young players who we think have got really bright futures, but to put the pressure on them is really difficult. And then there's some guys who are coming back from injuries who we were hoping to get their best, and they weren't tonight. So there's no excuses for tonight, but it is a challenge for them to do it consistently.
With the bye, what did you sort of say to the players after the game? Is there anything you can say right now, or do you have to sort of wait a few days and let them try and relax, get away from it, and come back?
Well, they need to get a break. And they need to recover, and then we need to hit the second year with everything, second part of the year with everything we've got. So everything.
So how are the fans coping? I mean, we're obviously a long way removed from it, but is there any unrest, or do you think your fans actually understand what you're going through?
I don't know. Yeah, I think they're not happy, but as they should be. So, all we can do is be honest, and that's where we're at the moment. We didn't like today, that's for sure.
Are their careers on the line?
Oh, yeah, I know you're going to start throwing stuff like that, and what's your message to the members? But whenever I talk, it is to the members and fans. Careers on the line there is every year, every week. There is careers on the line, whether you're chasing a flag or you're trying to get off the bottom of the ladder. So those statements they don't really change week to week or year to year. Well, yeah, I mean, when we get through this, there'll be a reflection piece and we look back to this period and go, okay, well, that's when he elevated his performance and stood up. And I think Bailey's been one of those. He's played every game. I think now he can handle the ruck on his own. And we got beaten heavily at clearances in the first and last quarters, or first and third quarters. But I don't think Bailey took a step backwards today. I think he took a step forward.
Just ask you one unrelated to the bigger picture. Dangerous tackles this week, AFL memo went out. Did you raise that with the boys? Or?
No, I didn't. No, it's a challenge for that. I think everyone understands the level it's at now, trying to do it and execute it. And when we lost Duggo, we're going to challenge the Liam Duggan. You probably don't remember that, but he got suspended for a week for a similar incident that, it was very difficult to coach. So, that's on the bottom end of my priorities at the moment.
And as Steve said, we're far removed from Perth, but from afar it seemed a little bemusing or questionable why you didn't load up through the mid-season draft. How was the list management debate on that one?
Well, we couldn't. You've got to have a season-ending injury to put someone on your list or a retirement. So
you had more than one of those, didn't you?
No. So you've got to be really clear about the mid-season draft and the rules around it. So there's 3 drafts. Obviously, there's the mid-season one's different, and you have to have someone come off your list. And if they've got to be a full season or a retirement. So, and we've got to be careful about the mid-season draft. We're talking about the guys who missed the draft last year, and just to get someone in to top up our Waffle Eagles, who's had one player play from today. It's not, we're looking at the future. We want to get the best talent for the future, and right now it's really difficult to see that, but we're going to keep taking steps forward, and just topping up our list for the last 10 games at Waffle is not what we're trying to do.
So list management-wise, how do you see where you're progressing on that? Is there a plan for the next 1, 2, 3 drafts?
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's a plan. Obviously, we've gone to the draft the last couple of years, and we'll continue to do that. The free agency piece is probably not for us right now. We need to get some young talent into the side, albeit we're open to what's out there as well. So, we've got a plan in place, which I won't talk you through today, everything, but we don't just see how we go.
No, it wasn't down in that. I was trying to work out what your process.
Yeah, well, obviously we're going to transition the list pretty quickly. It's going to be one of the youngest lists in a year or so in the comp, and then we want to get some picks at the top end as well if we can. So we'll work through all that. That's pretty clear from my point of view and the club's point of view, and we're right in the middle of it.
It's not draining you?
Oh, I get asked that a bit. It's draining, but I signed up for this. This is what we look. Tonight's not part of the plan, so I don't want anyone thinking that's acceptable. But we knew we're going to take a couple of steps back before we can get forward. So, unfortunately, that combined with 25 available, 24 available, it's pretty hard to be competitive. But we don't want to accept tonight.
Adam, you just said that you'll be one of the youngest lists. Does that mean we're expecting a lot of the older players to start quickly transitioning out of the cricket?
No, it'll be just normal. Yeah, only got to lose 2 or 3. So that won't take too long.
And after tonight's loss, or after the last few weeks, do you now have to look at the whole club as well as, the Waffle lost today by 129, I think, from memory?
Yeah, we didn't have a side today. Play Waffle. So, we had one player playing as an NGA. So, maybe 2. No, I can't answer that. It's difficult to play well with 22 amateurs. So that's been a challenge.